Could you maybe calm down a little?
Calm down? No way, Jose. Now until y'all come clean. It's for your good, good, dang it. Our intrepid reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew. Look up. Look, you ladies, you need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to ask you to... You cops sure got a lot of nerve. Y'all are the ones who let Taurosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that the bred menace himself. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff clinging desperately to their story. Like, we're not reading anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she'd done seeing Gord. It was her own dying eyes. Sure, I saw something, but it doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Alright, break it up. I knew it was lame. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sean.
You're on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh? No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Langsley says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. That is to say, a killer's no different from a monster, really.
Agent Lang, this is highly irregular, sir. You can't allow members of the public into the crime scene.
These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here.
Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin?
Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last.
Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I recall correctly.
So he's missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Cavell, on a roof of a big building.
Sean?
Why did the two of you arrange to meet?
I'm sorry, but I can't say. Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder.
Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Cavell, we're trying to help you. Not so fast! Ha! She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm gonna prove it.
Objection!
You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Louvel's meeting with the president and then?
Not so fast!
That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Finn?
Does Sean know?
Me? We know you were here on set last night.
You were here, Sean?
What is she so worried about? What is she hiding? We have testimony from that woman over there, and forensics evidence from the footprints that prove it. You came back to run your lines, right? What? You were spying on me? I'm sorry. I was just making sure you were okay. It was late. I was worried about you. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me. How many things of milk does he have in that backpack? And tell me the bag is like a self-refrigerating bag or something, because how is that milk staying cold? Unless this is a special kind of mug you don't need to refrigerate.
Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant. Sorry. I told you before. I won't have you speaking to people that way. I mean, fair, Sonic. He does chug the milk. We have seen that. He also cracks them in his hand. But also, he hasn't had an opportunity to be in the fridge for a long time. Or at least maybe 24 hours. So... Wow, this is a whole new Judge Cavell. It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. Are you listening to me? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, you must. And I want you to remember that, alright?
Not so fast.
Can we get on with the investigation now? You don't need to teach your son in front of us. We're not here for that. Do it in your own time.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Cavell, the mother, will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you're accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang?
I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. And I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find out. And guess what? This case 5 isn't under the jurisdictional...
Territoriality. Yeah.
There's no territoriality to do with this case. Ha!
I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Alright, Sean. Perhaps you could tell us what happened late last night.
Fine by me. I've got nothing to hide.
I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice. And that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened. Nothing happened, huh? You've been rehearsing late at night again. But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel. You called him. Around what time? It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set. So you lied to me. Sorry. Busted. Oh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on acting now. Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. A child alone late at night, anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in this case. But he said nothing happened, right? He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. Yeah, he's not. Something happened. Because this tape... Was it this tape? Or was it... Filmed yesterday evening shows Sean rehearsing his lines by Monster Footprint, and I believe it just... And, like, it's him practicing, and then he's gone. He just disappears.
Objection!
Don't lie to me, Sean. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. This proves it beyond a doubt. Wait, that's... How did you... That's right. Your rehearsal tape.
What? You have the video footage from last night?
We do. And if you want to watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening.
There's a footprint there already.
There is. I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set. Sean, why would you keep this from me? No reason.
Not so fast.
Liar. That stuff might work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why did you hide the tape?
Sean, you have to tell us. You...
Look, I just don't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it.
So you were embarrassed. Is that it?
Yeah. What's so weird about that?
Not so fast.
That's why you didn't hand over the vital evidence?
Sean, how could you?
Yeah. Give me a break. You don't know about it. You know about it now, don't you? There's a footprints there. I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. Wanted nothing about the giant monster footprint stuck you as weird. It's a giant monster footprint. On the set of a giant monster movie. It's not like there isn't any kind of other weird stuff around here. I don't buy it at all for a second, Chief. There's something hinky about this kid. Sure, I'm staying right here. Dang Skippy there is. He's hiding a scoop under them there horns, so my name ain't Lot of Heart. Shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
Objection!
No, you're not.
What?
The footprints isn't the only strange thing about last night. It was the other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening.
Oh, it's probably referring to this. Like, the body appearing is one thing. Also, the head fell for some reason.
Take that!
The model of Torosaurus' head fell from the roof of the trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so? Then why'd you look away from me?
I told you. I ran my lines, I went home. That was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? Are you saying that you can prove I know something?
Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left.
No proof, huh? Then this conversation's over.
Something tells me he doesn't want to talk about that last night anymore than it's already absolutely necessary. What is he hiding?
Not so fast!
Hold it right there.
What is it, Link?
So it's just as I saw. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely. What? There's something else on that tape? Yep. Look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Oh, there's a hole in it. Or is that just how people get in?
Oh yeah, the Torosaurus suit. Something's different. Don't you see it?
It's unzipped.
I'm not sure. It's just kind of hanging out and looking a little saggy.
Was the body in there?
Was the body in that suit or something? No, I don't think it could be.
What? When was the photo taken? Yeah, yesterday, so yeah, I don't think the body could be in there.
Oh,
And the zipper on his back is done up tight. The zipper. Huh? That's...
I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper's wide open. Why? Because somebody's body was inside that suit. That's why.
No. No, Lang. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible.
What?
Mr. Powers, that zipper. Can you tell us about it? Well, we always close it up tight when our suits isn't in use.
That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. And you remember something else I said not so long ago? Let me refresh your memory. What if your friend Gravel pushed the president off big building the night before last? They came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere.
Here, but where?
There's all kind of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you can hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again.
You're saying that the body could have been hidden inside the Torosaurus suit.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Gavel? You pushed the president off the roof, just like I said. Then you hid the body inside that costume.
I most certainly did not.
Not so fast!
Protest all you like. I'm not gonna believe you. You're the only person who could have done this.
Objection!
I thought we had already proved that it would have been impossible. The movie set was locked up at that time. There's no way Judge Gravel would be able to get in here.
Not so fast!
What if she had an accomplice?
Yeah, he's gonna say Sean's an accomplice. He told her what the combination was.
I've got a little theory for you. I think you're gonna like it.
Yep.
What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off the roof? The two of them were working together. The problem with the lock goes away. Then they work to hide the body together too. But dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
You think the murder was really that carefully planned?
It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned.
Overruled!
To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this it's unthinkable.
Not so fast!
You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm gonna listen to a word you say?
But what about motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wang?
Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious. Even you have to agree with that.
Gavel, would you please just tell us? It will help solve everything. Oh wait, that would be too easy. Judge Gavel, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details. My apologies, but that is one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you...
Have to believe me? Yeah, murderers have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest.
Nothing to say to you. I'm innocent.
Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? But let me guess, you're still gonna try and stick up for them?
It's true. Judge Gavel's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. So as the actions of many defendants I've tried in the past, and they were all innocent. So, yes, I am going to believe in them. But nothing she has told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even suggests one.
No. And like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now.
Yeah, because you don't always need a motive. There doesn't necessarily have to be a motive for murder. Like, it could just kill for killing's sake. Like, that is a thing. It's like, opportunity struck. Okay, yeah, there you go. Dad, I want to kill someone. Oh, here's the opportunity, done.
For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, these two had to be working together for their little plot to succeed.
I want to immediately go to the last statement because I'm pretty sure we can just present the suit, but I am going to press it first.
Hold it!
The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you?
Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open up and see what's inside. I put my money on finding proof that it was there.
Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers?
Oh, not at all. Might be a little ripe though. Gets pretty sweaty in there.
Yeah, not surprising. Huh. It's filthy.
Yeah, that's weird. So I always clean it out pretty good. If you don't, it can get kind of moldy.
Knuckle back!
What is that?
In other words, what we're looking for is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. That dirt in there must have come from the body.
I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. Probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy?
Hold it!
The dirt is from where the body was hidden, when the body was hidden inside the suit. We're assuming that it came directly from the body, correct? And there's no yellow powder there. And whatever that stuff is not on the body, because the body would have been put face first in it, most likely.
Ha! What are you even talking about? Of course we are. What else would it have come from?
It really is pretty filthy in there, huh? The dirt got everywhere. Especially around the part where the chest would have been. The chest. I think that might be an important clue. The theory hangs together pretty well, I have to say. It certainly is a case that it could have been carried out if the murder they were working together. I don't think we can stand to gain much by disputing that.
So what do we do instead?
We'll listen carefully to his testimony once more, and see if we can tease out anything of value.
Objection!
So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that that's the case?
Why? Is there a problem?
The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty.
Yeah, it really is.
But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been into contact with that part isn't dirty at all. If the victim had crammed in the suit as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt.
Fine. So what's your explanation? How did dirt get inside there?
Based on a videotape, there may as well be somebody, may well have been somebody in the suit at that time. So if it wasn't the president, it was the killer.
Come on, Kay, think. Where was it?
Something the matter, Kay.
I've seen dirt like that somewhere else. I'm sure of it.
We have?
I just can't think of where.
There was little weird gray bits in it. Gray bits. That's right, there is something mixed in there. It was stuck to something else we looked at.
Lots of it.
Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe. It's probably worth checking. Oh, it's gloves. What the heck? What? One of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt to it. What is going on here? As Kay pointed out, the dirt in the suit contains small flecks of something gray.
Uh-huh. And?
We discovered similar flecks stuck to an item belonging to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves.
You're right. The dirt on them looks similar. But so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours?
The little gray flecks are concrete, most likely. Sure, they're flecks of concrete.
Like all those little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean?
Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and gray flecks belong to?
Chairman Winter. We found him in his garage.
That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today. We found a pair of mechanics gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel, too. Why would a pair of mechanics gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them while they used the hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete and dirt below, staining the glove with both substances.
Wait, so you're saying...
Yes, that we finally know what these footprints really are. Seems highly likely that they were dug by Chairman Winter.
Not so fast.
Highly likely? Pah! If that's so, then tell me this. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve?
Why indeed? I imagine it must have been... So he's digging something up, but what is he digging up? I think he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. Then he used a sledgehammer and shovel to dig 3 footprints. When he found what he was looking for, he backed it up and filled in all the holes.
Ah, but then Sean must have showed up, right?
I think he did, yes. Chairman Winter would have had to find a hiding place. The Torosaur suit provided just that.
Ugh. Got all that from a pair of dirty gloves? It's good, but it's all just speculation. We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. Could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before Kid even showed up.
Objection!
But he didn't, and there's proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winter was still present when this recording was made.
What?
The bag. It's a shame that Ancient Lang didn't notice it himself. 'Cause that bag was in his home too, right? But if we compare it to the current situation, to the situation that appears in Sean's rehearsal tape. Compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winter's garage. And there's the bag right there. It soon becomes clear that Chairman Winter was present. What part of this image shows us that Chairman Winter was still here?
Take that!
Look at the bag next to the Torosaur suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winter's garage. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves, that has to indicate the connection, surely.
The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius winner in this suit. If he was there, the president's body can't have been. Good. It seems to have convinced Agent Lang of the flaws of his theory.
So I'm gonna get to the Chairman Winner's house right away. We gotta know what's inside that bag.
Yes, sir.
Y'all done lost your minds. I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What in a hog well?
This is all we need.
Them right there's Torosaurus footprints, dang it. Ain't no holes dug by no old guy.
I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are.
No matter me none. What you just done did, I don't believe it. And that's that. Good thing we don't give a crap what you think, Lotta. I told y'all, I seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes.
The giant eye peering in the window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense.
We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalist would we have to be if it did, huh?
Responsible ones, but I guess that's the whole problem.
Wait, and it was just about the footprints now, huh? You were seen fraternizing with one of them there monsters. Ain't that correct, young man? My young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken.
We are never going to get anywhere with these two around. Can we kick them out, please?
Maybe if we could prove to them that it wasn't a monster either. Finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Redhorse? Any bright ideas?
Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine. I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do.
What are you two whispering about? Y'all are hiding something, ain't you? Admit it. Quick, Tabby, roll tape.
Hold it!
Could I politely ask that you both calm down? The monster the boy was talking to. We know what it was now.
Huh?
That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery.
Huh? It did?
Oh boy. The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean was Gordy. That would have been right when he was making this rehearsal tape. I think he mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture.
Huh? I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography.
What was Miss Nichols' Gordy really?
Take that!
It's a freaking camera.
That's right. It was a camera crane. That is what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy.
What?
Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that only would have been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane.
Bull, how the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
Objection!
How indeed, Miss Nichols.
Yes?
You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyesight got way worse all of a sudden.
And I imagine that when you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness.
That's right. I only saw a silhouette. You done told us already. Skin like an enormous worm. You said it. Y'all about to try and tell us your Predator Crane up there grew skin somehow? There ain't even no flesh on them metal bones, let alone skin.
You're entirely correct, of course. About the crane as it was in this particular picture, anyway. But it did have a skin of sort last night.
I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it?
That wasn't my intent at all. But you two are not very bright, and you just follow whatever wild theory goes to mind. So, yes, let's see you be hungry, and then you'll maybe understand what real journalism is. But I do think it's time to finally put them both out of their misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this.
Take that!
Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end. But I think Sean may have covered the crane with a rainproof sheet nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin.
What? Ah, heck.
Well, Sean, am I mistaken?
You see everything, don't you? Gotta say, you're pretty amazing.
Why, thank you. I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light.
And just like that, the rain dies again. Chief. I think that may have finally shut them up. Also, the cable's holding out on us. Well, it seems like I could have maybe been a little wrong. Maybe. Alright, we know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy? Everybody except these two. God. Strike them while they're down, KG.
Agent Lang! President's autopsy is out, sir. Ooh.
Is it? Let me see.
Okay. So, he had no visible injuries. We know that. But he had that powder. I feel like it has to be poisoning of some kind. Because, like, if there's, like, we didn't see any, like, Edwards didn't make any mention like there was any kind of injuries. If he had fallen 51 stories, that would be very noticeable. That would be so noticeable on the body. But what? What else could it be? This was due to a full body contusion and bone breakage caused by a...
This was due to a full body contusions and bone breakage caused by extreme pressure from above.
So he was crushed. Something crushed him.
So we have a cause of death. He was crushed.
Just as we thought. So that proves he wasn't pushed off the roof. But nothing on the roof could have crushed him, right?
Ah! Desert Elves haven't come back from the yellow substance found on his chest. But it did find gun residue on his right hand.
Really? So he's trying to shoot someone. Oh, gun. What is it? Gunshot. Okay. Is it gum shop residue? Guess he was a kid at heart. Gunshot residue, K. It's the substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. Its presence indicates that the president may have used a gun.
Really? Well, we didn't find any gun anywhere, did we?
Indeed not, which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. We have, or, oh.
said gunshot residue detected on a right hand. Flecks of yellow substance found on clothing still undergoing analysis. Time of death April 5th at approximately 11 p.m. Cause of death was due to a full body contusion and bone breakage caused by extreme pressure from above. Do we have a time on this? We don't. I don't think we have a time. I think we have a time of when they're on a roof. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of a big building. He was crushed by the falling Torosaurus head, just as we said he was.
Guess I have to accept that now. Fine, you were right.
Amazing. So that means Judge Cavell isn't a suspect anymore?
Surely it must. Both the calls and time of death rule her out. She met with the president the night before last, but the autopsy puts the time of death sometime around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that Torosaurus' head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly.
Ah, but she could have caused the head to fall. You know that, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not so fast!
Sorry, but it might be a little too soon to celebrate.
What?
Sure, I think we can accept that the fallen head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who?
We know what happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at the time.
Overruled!
Edgeworth. What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean.
I'm afraid I do. You did it. I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean. The kid's hiding something. It was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. Yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened. That's a big ask, surely.
Objection!
We haven't yet established that the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved.
Not so fast!
Maybe not, but his face tells me different. These pesky adults. Can you shut up and let me go home? As is the fact that he's shaking like a leaf.
It does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something, but I don't think Sean is going to talk.
Fine, keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking?
What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang?
The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days.
You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted.
It's not ideal, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gums, do you have access to exactly such a device? Do you not?
Sure do. Little V. Good, then we should make this nice and quick.
Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question?
No, you may not. Why me?
I fear Agent Lang might be inclined to believe in the worst.
Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. Are there any new clothes to be discovered in the image data, I wonder? What's this? Just shading? Can't tell. Oh, what? Wait. He ain't there in that. It just pops up.
Eureka!
What in the?
What is it, Mr. Edwards? Let me see. Huh? Ah!
What is it? What's the matter? Show me.
Mr. Edwards, the court asks that you share your findings.
Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely.
There's a person there. It's the president.
Oh my. What? You're kidding, right?
Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you?
That doesn't look good for Sean at all.
Wait, that doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there.
I don't believe you. And the image does, in fact, prove something very important. That you and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang.
No, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he? Sean, you didn't, you can't have, can you? What do we do, Mr. Edwards? It's hard to push back against folks like this.
Sure, even you can't deny this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. Claiming knew nothing about what happened. But the prince right there with him.
Sean's not in this image though. Sean wasn't there, shown in here, but where was Sean at that point? Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know.
He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way.
I don't wanna. The truth is, it was all my fault.
Sean, what did you do?
It was my fault. The Torosaurus head fell off the trailer. I went up to the roof while on the trailer to prep the kit I was using and turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning when I came back to run down my lines. So my mom called and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof and the president was just there, lying next to it.
No.
We did find evidence of a fire having broken out on the roof.
It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. So we're saying the president died because of Sean? If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident.
What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground?
Took it apart and carried the pieces up to the roof. Put it back together again.
Knock him back!
You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you try to cover up your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid. It's not like I did any of it on purpose. I really just did forget to turn the heater off.
Yes. When the fire had burned through the legs of the table would have collapsed, and the head. would have fallen down on the ground below.
It would have fallen down on the ground below. You're right. The fire caused the head to fall.
Indeed. And I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them.
Not so fast.
And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here in the first place? How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. I still don't believe you. Why would a President Wayne come to a place like this in the middle of the night?
His reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. We met Jacobel up on the roof 2 nights ago. But he was also here in the movie set last night. Did he come here to meet Sean? I think we need to go over the boy's statements very carefully indeed.
Hold it.
You're a fit and hardy young man, Sean. It's spring now. Surely you didn't need to fire up that stove.
Overruled.
He is fit and hardy. He is a fit and hardy young man who needs to look after himself.
Objection.
Really, Your Honor? But if he resorts to such measures, even during warm weather...
Seriously? You're gonna argue over something like that right now?
He's right, of course.
You've made your point, son, but I've told you before to watch how you speak to people.
I think he was criticizing you as much as me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mom. Anyway, where was I?
Hold it.
You left it burning. You didn't seem to check before you came back down to the loft.
I meant to, but I was thinking about my lines in the scene and everything else. It's not my fault I forgot. Everybody forgets stuff. I sure do. So much stuff. I left the air conditioner on in Mr. Edgar's office, and the lights. I forget that he told me to never jump off the ladder and on his bookshelves or make prank calls. But one thing I would never ever forget to do is to turn off an unattended heater.
Please, Sean, go on.
She's a lot, huh? Anyway, as I was saying.
Hold it.
It was the middle of the night, and the set was deserted. Why did you need to leave in order to talk to your mother?
I forgot I was supposed to talk to her. I got confused, I guess. Thought if I didn't leave, she'd find out I was out of the hotel at night on my own.
That doesn't make sense. You know that, don't you?
Fine. Look, the camera was rolling and the mics were all live, okay? I didn't want our conversation on that tape where anybody could hear it.
He's embarrassed about being recorded speaking on the phone to his mother.
So I ditched the rehearsal and ran off the set as quick as I could.
Hold it.
You pretended to your mother that you were back in the hotel during the call, correct?
How come you couldn't tell her that you were coming back to the set to practice your lines? Because she'd have phoned the hotel and asked them to send a car to get me or something.
Overruled.
Of course I would have. A child your age shouldn't be out on his own late at night. Anything could happen to you.
Children really can't seem to see things from their parents' perspective, can they?
It's true, the other way around too, you know, Mr. Edwards.
Alright, Sean, can you tell us what happened when you came back after speaking to your mother?
Oh, sure. So I came back and Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof. And
Hold it.
Were there any signs that it was about to fall before you left?
I don't remember. I was concentrating on my lines.
But a fire had broken out on the roof because of the heater you forgot to turn off. Did you really hear nothing the entire time?
No, I had my headphones on.
Hmm? Why?
I was playing the soundtrack to the movie to help me concentrate. It was playing it loud. So yeah, I definitely didn't hear anything.
Except for the sound of your phone ringing when the Judge Chevelle called you.
You know, cell phones vibrate these days, right? Anyway.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual about the body?
I don't know. It was dark.
Suddenly seems to be more reticent than usual. Resistant than usual.
I don't think he wants to go back over that memory any more than he has to, Miss Richworth.
I'm sure he doesn't. But if that's really all it is. So you're gonna push him a little more on this. Push him. It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless.
He's
He's hiding something. I better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground. And yet you didn't.
Yeah, because what's the point? He was dead.
So you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Why were you so certain that he was dead?
He was lying on the ground and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what had happened.
Objection!
You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how. Because you checked.
Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and had a look and he wasn't breathing.
So I was right. But why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either. He was completely clean. Nothing on his clothes? So that's how I knew he was dead.
Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony if you don't mind.
Objection!
Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that?
There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten.
What are you talking about? That's not true.
Luckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious to say the least. I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation.
Overruled!
Gavel. Judge Gavel.
Allow me to explain.
What?
The yellow residue on the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion's lilies, to be precise.
Lion lilies?
2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of big building, I presented him with a bouquet. Their type of lily was large yellow petals. I imagine that the substance on President Wang's chest was the pollen from those flowers. Huh? But they're not in a printout from the security camera.
Wang's probably blocking it. Also, this photo was taken 24 hours before he died. That's weird.
Only because the president is in the way.
But why give him flowers?
That It's not something I am at liberty to divulge.
Is Wang the father? Is Wang the father or something? Don't tell me Wang is Sean's father, please.
Oh, dear me if he's the father.
So whoever the father is going to be significant. It has to be.
Not so fast!
What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you wouldn't tell us why you met with him. And now you can't even tell us about the flowers?
My sincerest apologies. But all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet.
Objection!
A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered.
How do you explain that? It had been 24 hours, had it not? I cannot explain.
Ha! Seriously, Your Honor? Some things you won't explain, the rest you can't. The rest you can't? Come on. You gotta give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. What makes you think we'll accept it?
Hey, you leave her alone. Sean, I threw the flowers away, okay?
You did. So they were there when you first found the body.
Yeah, right there on his chest. They were squashed completely flat. Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president.
And the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket from that.
That does explain things rather neatly.
But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it?
No reason.
Because he knew his mom gave them to him, probably. He's almost as evasive as his mother.
More secrets. They're quite a pair.
Overruled!
There is no secret.
Woman, what?
I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet.
Huh?
You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you? Oh, I get it. You saw the flowers on the president's body. You remembered seeing them with your mom.
And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion.
No, you got it all wrong.
That's his least convincing lie yet.
I often decorate our home with lion lilies. Imagine that's why he remembered.
Not so fast!
So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Heh. Well, that ties up everything nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my taste.
Why? What's wrong with nice?
I guess you forgot, huh? Kid also told us that he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, you did, but...
So he's still our only suspect.
Objection!
The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly in Sean's direction. However, wait. I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy.
What? Who?
The person who was holding Sean captive only till a short while ago.
That's right. He had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration unit in the depot? Yeah. Luckily it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen like a popsicle otherwise. So he was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him.
Sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud.
Sedatives. Isn't that what you were given too?
Yep. We found a bottle on the floor of the unit. It's even the same brand. 3Z's. Apparently it's super strong.
Well, Agent Lang, Surely that suggests that Sean isn't a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they might have been behind all of this.
Oh, yeah? And the secret mastermind of yours was here last night, too?
That I can't yet say for certain.
Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor.
Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder. Are we trying to say Celsius, is it? But how? How Excelsius is the only one that makes sense, but like, of course.
So I was right. The kid's still our only suspect.
Objection!
Not quite. I can think of another.
What?
Somebody who just recently proved was right here on the movie set last night.
Chairman Winner? You think he killed President Wang?
Why not? We've already proven he was present. And if he was here, he's a viable suspect as anybody else, would you say?
Winner. Could he really have?
Actually, it does kind of fit, but I'm forgetting, like, the ending of the case that we just did happened this morning. Like, all of it, everything's been happening over the last couple days. It's ridiculous. It's certainly another possibility to consider.
"12 years ago, he was."
That number again. "12 years ago. What happened 12 years ago? Agent Lane, what happened 12 years ago?
It's nothing to do with you.
I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case.
Not so fast!
Heh. And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead, show me some proof of what happened 12 years ago. It has anything to do with this.
Proof.
You can't prove it. This conversation's over.
Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago? Oh, it's this. It's this.
Take that!
This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
What? But...
And that's not all. Take a look at this. It's a report about Bronco Knight written by Warden Lagarde, who was addressed to Chairman Winner. The last part in particular should be of interest to you.
Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago, in front of the planter.
Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Ms. Ringer was murdered last night, the night before last, and President Wang not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to the events of 12 years ago in the past. Am I wrong?
These old wounds you've opened here. Insults to my family name.
Please, Agent Lang. We need to know.